Hello, everybody. This is your girl Precious coming at you live. Well, I mean, it'll be recorded for y'all, but it's live right now. With what comes up comes out. And if we can go ahead and get the housekeeping taken care of, I need for everybody to go ahead and subscribe so that you can get those notifications. If you have not created a username or password, you cannot leave any comments, okay? So let's do that first so that after you listen, you can certainly leave comments. So today I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things. I don't have anything written down, so I apologize in advance if I jump around. Jump around like that because I like to talk in music and TV terms. So I went to see my therapist last week. Hey, and I really appreciate that I'm able to now record some of my sessions. So last week we talked about, she asked me where did I want to begin, and I was just happy with us organically talking. And then I mentioned, one particular area that I wanted to talk to and what we talk about and what we came to I came, because she may have already known. I came to the realization that sometimes it is hard for me to let people go or tell people how I truly feel. For example, let's just say that my friend Andy and I are going to a restaurant. Andy knows that I don't really care for mushrooms, but the dish that I get, even though I told the waitress that I don't want mushrooms, they bring me my dish with the mushrooms. And Andy goes, "You told them you didn't want mushrooms. Are you going to send it back?" And I'm just like, "No, it's okay." You want me to tell you why? Because that Eminem song, my name is Flicky Flicky Slim Shady. In that video, he spit in the food. And I have worked in the food industry. One thing that me and my Hispanic poppy, hey, how you doing? Agree on is when people are handling my business and food is business, you be nice to them unless you're prepared to go away, so that's just an example of what I mean. One of the things that my therapist said is you don't allow yourself, and I said sometimes I don't allow myself to say no. Sometimes I don't allow myself to say how I'm truly feeling, because sometimes people's feelings get hurt. And even though she told me in a prior session, Aquinas, your expectations is not the rule book for everybody, I still am conscious of people's feelings. Shout out to Miss Nancy at Jimmy's U.S. Spa and Nails in Warner Robins. This is ombre. It's my first time getting it. What do y'all think? I cut it down so I can type. So that was interesting to me. And what I realized is that was not only true, or it's not only true when I'm in romantic situations. It's like that when I'm platonic, even with like networking I'm not, does anybody else struggle with that? Like, I almost think the word I learned in high school, pacifist, keeping the peace, is the phrase or thought that I have, because I can find a way to be comfortable. But to what extent is what I took away, because I was listening to the session before I started today. And so I want to continue to do better for myself and say, no, I do not agree with what you said, or when you said this, it made me feel. Some parts of that, though, y'all, and I got to be honest, and I believe, if I can recall, I've said this to my therapist, when I think about it, it makes me sound needy. Is that wrong? Or should I just stop overanalyze? Because she says I'm logical. Now, I don't know about that part holistically. Like, I don't know the E equals MC squared. Like, I get it. And I know pi doesn't repeat, it's 3.14. I am no Albert Einstein. But I just try and think logically about the steps that make sense. And then I also try and but I also try and think about the end. I don't know. It's just, the other thing that I also think about is, if I say this, what or how is that going to change the outcome? But the other thing too, see, I'm doing it now. Sometimes it's not about impacting the outcome. It's just voicing your opinion or thoughts. It's interesting. And that's one of the things that I like most about my therapist. She makes me think. Anyway, so I will be taking a I apologize. Hey, cousin Tay Tay in Tennessee. I know I should not be saying I lost my train of thought, so I was trying to go with it. I was talking to my one cousin who lives south of here, and unfortunately, they were impacted by the hurricane. Hey, cousins, all of y'all. And she was telling me that she listens to my podcast. Now, I'm going to be honest with you sometimes, and this makes me feel like I'm one of the, I don't want to say pretty people of the world, but like, you know how those shallow people on movies or people who are celebrities. I'm not naming anybody. I'm just thinking about the TV movies or movies. They're like, what about me? And I just want to make sure it's about me. Sometimes I'm in my own little bubble and I don't really think outside. So to find out that my people who have moved south of here, you know, were supporting me, that was really nice. But my cousin kept saying, Precious, you gonna have to fix your podcast because we can't leave no comments. And I said, okay. Can you tell me first, did you create a username and password? And she was like, I don't know, my cousin, I'm 39, I'll be 40 next year. I think my cousin may be between 10 to 15 years older than me. She was like, hold on, baby, let me write this down. When did we get to be old? Because I do that too. Hold on, baby, let me write it down, because if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget. So I told her that, and she said that's the issue. So hopefully she'll be able to start leaving comments, and I'll be able to talk back to her. It's interesting, though, because you never know what your story or how far your reach can be. And as I said in the earlier videos, the point of this is for me to get through my grief of divorcing Eric and him passing, and then going through the grief of being in this, you know, being by myself. Because I didn't imagine I'd be 40 and alone. And then going through the grief of not just his death, but our divorce, and it happened simultaneously. So it's been a process for me. But I think, you know, my therapist would agree. I think I'm getting better. I can talk about him and his death and not cry. Still working on that guilt though. And I know some of you all have commented, you know, I'm being too hard on myself. It's not every day, you know, because when I took the vows in sickness and in health, I definitely met them. But what I have come to the realization is you have to have common sense. And if I've already gone the distance, how much further I went as far as I knew to go. So enough of that. Anyway, I also want to share that I have some time that I'm going to need to be taking for myself so that I can continue to heal. And I hope to be able to pop on here to say, hey, every now and then. But if you all don't hear from me in, you know, a week or two, or you just get some snippets, just know that I'm okay and I am in the process of healing. I just want to shout out my pastor, Pastor Jordan Poole of Hope Church, Warner Robins. You should definitely come, and if you decide to, let me know. I'll save you a seat. He's talking about the house series, and today he was talking about house cleaning 101. And let me just tell you, he's a young man, you know, he has a wife and 2 kids. Pastor Jordan is on the internet. For those of you who do attend the church and you heard him talking about growth, our church is growing. We had so many people coming today, and as jaded as I feel like I've gotten sometimes, just experiencing things in life and working, or as cynical as we sometimes can be for whatever reason, excuse me, y'all know what that means. It's break time, Essentia. It refreshes you. Excuse me. Yes, so for those of you who do go to the church, as I mentioned, and this world maybe have, you know, caused us to be a little jaded or cynical, Christ is still very much real, and he is still alive. And that's one of the things that I love about not only our church and our pastor, but our church is very diverse. Also, you see blacks, you see whites, you see fat people, you see skinny people, you see people with no hair or little hair like me, you see people with long, lustrous hair, and that's what heaven's gonna look like. So it was just really good to hear him. And I serve on the Blue Team, which is first time guests. So if any of you all are catching me on here, hello. So glad to have you all join us, not only on my podcast, but at the church house also. So yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Oops, sorry. I'm holding it in my hand because I got to work on getting my place set up. I finally got a chance to see the young man who joined with me, who actually is a creative director. Hopefully we'll be able to get together. They moved. So, yeah, just gotta, work around everybody's schedule. The last couple things that I want to mention is fall is about to begin. How many of y'all are noticing that it's a little bit more breezy? It's a little bit more breezy. Okay, so let's get those booties, let's get those boots, let's get those turtlenecks, let's get those sweater dresses prepared for this fall season because September is, do you remember what it was? My sister's birthday was on the 1st. Happy belated birthday, sister. I got a chance to go hang out with her. My birthday is this month, so I will officially be 39. But I love fall. It's my favorite season of all. The crispness in the air, the fact that the leaves change colors. It just lets you know that life is happening and that we're forever evolving. So I love that. Let's talk about my skin. My mama keeps saying, Precious, your skin looks so great. Do you have on makeup? And don't. And do not. I had on some lipstick earlier today. But as you can see, I ate it off. I mean, I didn't really eat it off, but the day's over with. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and chat with you beautiful people and let you all know that I'm not MIA. I'm just taking a break or hiatus. I may be able to get on here. It just depends. I'm going to go through and have his stuff, let his people come get his stuff so that I can move past that part there. Yeah, so I don't really have anything else to chat about. I do know that for us people down where I'm at in Warner Robins, that the fair will be coming soon to Perry on October 5th through the 10th or 15th. I mean, I'm not a paid spokesperson. I'm just looking at the billboard that I see on the highway. So maybe I get a chance to see some of y'all out there. If I do, make sure you speak. We can get a picture. If nothing else, we'll have a conversation. So that's all I have today. In case no one has told you, you are enough. You are a dream starter and you matter. All right. So again, this is Precious, Ava, Aquinas sometimes, saying thank you for tuning in to What Comes Up, Comes Out. And I hope that you'll leave a comment below after you subscribe and you created that username and password. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care of yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. I got sleep in my eye or matter. That lets y'all know I'm human and not perfect. Okay, great. So until next time, beautiful people. Ciao.